Hello everyone and welcome back. So Nigerians are still reacting over Buhari's death. So I'm going to put like short clip here for you to see what Buhari said in this particular interview. You know, when people are kind of surprised, like why Nigerians are still talking ill about Buhari, like Nigeria saw Shegebanza during Buhari's government, honestly, and mostly Igbos were targeted. Buhari by Igbos like never before. When you listen to him in this interview, you see the level of hatred Buhari had towards Igbos. Even some comments under this particular video. This was 6 years ago or 5 years ago. People were running courses on Buhari. Like people were saying that Buhari will never end well. They said a lot of things about Buhari when he was alive. And now Buhari is dead and he wants people to start praising him, saying good things about him. Like how, my people? Let me allow you guys to listen and hear what Buhari said in this short video, as well as what other people are saying about Buhari after his death. Just take a listen, my people.
Let's also look at another problem that seems to be emerging under your presidency. You've only been in power 9 months, but this problem in the southeast of the country, we're seeing the Indigenous Peoples Organisation of Biafra, IPOB. They are protesting peacefully for the most part on a regular basis, and there has been video. I could show you some video that's been posted of a very...
No, thank you.
These are the images the president didn't want to see. They're on the internet and we can't verify exactly what they show, but it appears as though security forces were shooting at unarmed protesters in the southeastern state of Abia. This is footage I can't personally verify, but it looks as though the security forces have gone in very heavy-handedly shooting, and there were reported to be 7 deaths. I'm wondering, how are you planning to deal with this issue of Biafra? You, of course, have first-hand experience.
Put a 30-month civil war, at least 2 million Nigerians were killed. And for somebody to wake up, maybe he wasn't born when there was just fighting in Biafra and said he wants Biafra again. We have multi-party democratic system now. Let them organize themselves and vote for to have a state within a state. But to try and interfere with movement of troops, with economy, looking for Biafra, after losing 2 million people, I think they are joking with Nigerian security, and Nigeria will not tolerate it.
Why don't you invite them for talks?
Why should we invite them?
For the most part, they appear to be young people, as you say, with no recollection
they didn't know what
of the war,
happened.
The 1967-70 war. But these are disaffected young men for the most part, but young women as well, who are protesting, it would appear, against their reduced economic opportunities. Government allocations to state governments in that region have been reduced by something like 50%. These people want
How much
jobs.
was oil costing? For the last 16 years, it was costing from over $140 per barrel, now to sometimes under 30. So the system of allocation has to correspondingly be reduced. So why shouldn't it affect them if it's affecting the whole of Nigeria? From where do we get the money to give them?
Okay, Mr. President.
We are in a mourning period. Nigeria lost our former military head of state, former civilian president Muhammadu Buhari. As a young man, what memories of Buhari do you have? You have been a young boy when he served as a military head of state. And so what did your folks tell you about him? What did you read about him? And can you situate all of that with what you saw of him serve as the president between 2015 and 2023?
Thank you very much. I want to disagree that we're in a mourning period. Nigerians are not mourning, except someone did not go to the street or is online to check the reactions of the people. I will agree that the elites are mourning. I will agree that some northern politicians are mourning. And I will agree that Buhari family is mourning. But Nigerians are not in any mourning state. I was out yesterday, despite the enforced public holiday, the market was full. Everybody was doing their business as usual. And the reason is very simple. When a political figure, popular, dies, the first thing that comes to the mind of Nigeria is, oh, okay, how did he die? One. Second is what he lived for, what their experience was with him. That's the second thing that comes to their mind. And when you look at that second thing, just as you asked, what was my experience with Buhari? I was in Buhari's government as not just as a young man, but as a full-blown man in the political space from 2023. And there was nothing that Nigerian got from Muhammadu Buhari than tyranny and oppression. In fact, I was one of the few people that were arrested in his regime. I was one of the people that was assaulted, tortured in his regime by his order, just because of the EndSARS struggle. So that is the memory Nigerians have. So Nigerians are not mourning. One cannot expect that a president that when he was in power, he treated Nigerians with disdain and hatred, and you now expect that people will be mourning just because of he has died. Everybody will die. Death is not the issue here. The issue is, how did you live your life as a president? If you live your life for the people, of course, when you go, you see that the people will speak for you and the people will be very sad. But at this point, it's just the political elites that are busy playing politics that will be sending condolences and all that. So Buhari did not give us any good memories to remember him for.
Okay, Comrade Ayoyinka, I'm kind of taken aback by your comments, and I'm sure that a lot of Nigerians will feel the same way, that we have a man who served this country twice as head of this country. And he just passed away. A public holiday was declared. And you said that Nigerians are not mourning.
Nigerians are not mourning, except you are not on the street. They are less concerned. In fact, to even say, why I don't rejoice anybody dies, everybody will die. So many are even rejoicing, except you are not on social media. In fact, the social media team of the APC have to go on a so much campaign, to paint Buhari's death as, a good man. They have to campaign, because the backlash was so much. And the reason is very simple. Not because of he has died, that's not it. But even while he was alive, the comment of people and what people experienced about Buhari's government was terrible. People died in the southeast. People died in the southwest. People died all over under the administration of this man. And not only that, why Nigerians were able, apart from the ones that he by himself gave the order, like the Lekki massacre and others that happened across the country, and the IPOB and the rest in the southeast, even when insecurity was plaguing the people, Buhari was just enjoying himself. Buhari, he was always tweeting condolences or saying, now we will stand up and all that. Would declare public holiday for the thousands that died under Buhari's regime? Nobody did. Nobody did. As nobody is doing for those that are dying in TINUBU'S regime now. But Tinubu is a old man. He will also go one of these days. When he dies, maybe in 20 years or 30 years or 10 years, people will also come out and say we should do condolences and all that.
Okay,
No, not
all
at all.
right. Now, talking about what Buhari represents to a lot of people, when he was leaving, he said, Nigerians, you will miss me. If you look at the 2 years of his exit, of his absence in government, and what is happening now, does it look like he was prophetic? Are Nigerians missing him in terms of governance?
It's not prophetic. It's just what happens in Nigeria.
Okay.
The next president is always worse than the last. That is always what. The only person, which I'm not giving him any perfect score mark, but the only person that had a bit of stability when he became president was Yar'Adua. It's not that things were so better, but at least he made it stable that, okay, the price should not go down, rather should the price rise. Let me even find out I can make it to remain in that position. And because of Yar'Adua was sincere, he's the only president that came out and said, I was rigged into power. He said it without choice of words, for someone to say that. But it didn't last as usual. He died, after 2 years. But every presidency after the next, Obasanjo to Jonathan, to Buhari to Tinubu, it is always worse than and even in the time of the military. So Buhari was a military president, head of state. We saw hell, we saw brutality. It was also petroleum minister. Don't forget that I was petroleum minister under Shagari. In fact, there are even people that gave a contest that the reason why he even did the coup against Shagari was because he wanted to cover up the corruption in where he was handling. And as opportunity, second time opportunity to now do it better, 2015 to 2023, it was hell for the people. Finally, before he even left, he gave Nigeria the final blow of the Naira redesign, which put many into pain and poverty, where you don't even have access to your own money. And Nigeria went into the election with that pain, allowed it to be easy to buy people's votes because they were looking for money.
Before we move on, you've painted a very scary picture of Nigeria's gradual descent to uncertainty with each successive administration. And so, does that speak to some kind of systemic rot, or does it speak to the fact that Nigerians, what we have now is some sense of surrender, that anything thrown at us, we just have to take it? Does it look like that? Have we resigned to our fate?
I will be sincere with you that so many Nigerians have given up in the country. They have not resigned to their fate for themselves. They feel that they can make it, but they know, they don't know, but they feel that the country is gone. And why is that? Because imagine a man that was born.
Sorry, comrade, I would like for you to hold on to your line of thought. We have an incoming call. Let's take the call. Good evening and thanks for calling in on Political Lens. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Eyinaya, calling from Lagos.
Very well. Good evening, Eyinaya, and thanks for calling in. Go ahead.
Adam, please, I want to first of all thank your TV station. You guys are the bomb. Now, back to TINUBU and back to Buhari. I would like to thank my
guest, yes.
Your guest today, he's on point. I gave it to him, he's on point. But there's something we are missing. Buhari's first term wasn't really Buhari. It was Idiagbo. And that was what gave Idiagbo was the brain behind the government, that everybody loved him and expected him to do same in the second term. But believe me, he was the devil that we never saw. And Nigeria will never forget a president like Buhari, because he gave us hell. Well, the rich are crying, whatever they are doing, but we, the masses, it is one pain off our back. And we want to say, whatever a man soweth, he shall surely reap. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Eyinaya, for calling in. Thanks for calling in. Now, if you're just joining us, this is Political Lens, and my guest here in the studio is Comrade Ayoyinka Oni, a civil rights activist, a social crusader, and former organizer of Take It Back movement here in Lagos. Comrade, go ahead with your...
Du fährst zur Arbeit, wie jeden Morgen, Radio an, Nachrichten. Und dann hörst du es, einen kleinen Nebensatz, der alles verändert.
Die Bundesregierung.
Comrade, go ahead with your...
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, when you do not live for the people as a public servant, these are the things that you will get. But we don't want it to just be, oh, Buhari has died and people are... No, we want the politicians to learn, which they would not actually, that you are supposed to live, you're a public servant. I don't care about Buhari's personal life, his family. There was a news that his wife divorced him. All those things are not, people are not concerned about it. What they are concerned about is that the life is lived for the people. Analysis of Buhari's government for security, to economy, to even his attitude. Do you know he was asked that why is he killing the IPOB in the southeast? You need to go and look at the answer. He was asked what happened to the answers people. He said those people that wanted to take over my government. The man never had the heart of the people, not once. And when you look at the history of how they brought him in, Galadima and the rest, you will see that basically it was also not on the need to change the society. It was tribalist.
All right, I'm happy that you have brought us to this point. Because now let's talk about insecurity in Nigeria. You want to hit the nail on the head. Under Buhari, Boko Haram was left festering bandits, and kidnapping became a thriving industry. And a few days after his death, we hear Buba Galadima say that, look, to stop OPC and Yoruba Nation from taking over Ilorin was the main reason why they drafted him into politics. Does that speak to the hushed silence that greeted Buhari's efforts in combating insecurity for 8 years? What's your reaction? Is it something that, is it noble enough for Buba Galadima to come after Buhari's death to tell us all of this? I don't know how much of the history of Ilorin that you know.
No, of course.
So what's your reaction to what Buba Galadima just said?
So that's what we say to Nigerians, that ordinarily, Nigerians are not people that want to be divided, ordinarily. You know, they are people that are happy, people that want to marry and work hard. But you see, these politicians are the ones that intentionally sow the seed of discord across tribal lines and religious lines so that they can continue to get political power. The history of Ilorin, we all know that there was a certain Afonja that came in and took over the land from the north. And it has continued over the years. Now, this is the 21st century. You shouldn't be reminding people of those terrible stories. All you need to do is to make sure that there is law and order. Everybody can live anywhere, and enjoy his life. But politicians especially the whole politicians in the era of Buhari and those that are a bit younger, they are not interested in a united society. They want their tribe to be in power, another tribe bow. They want their religion to be strong, another religion bow, because that is how they get their vote. So, they divide it. The north, the south, I get more from the southeast, I win election. That is why Nigerians is in real. And we keep on telling people, if we are going to reshape society, we have to do away with those crop of politicians. We have to do away with them. And like you said, when Buhari came into power, Buhari was a patron of Boko Haram. Remember, as of 2003, he was declared their patron. So when he came into power, instead of handling insecurity as it should be handled, give no negotiation to terrorists, tell them it is not going to happen, let the security agency go and do their job, he played politics with it. He was silent about the killings. He was silent about the death. He was releasing tweets of, okay, this time around, we're going to be strong hands. So you were not doing strong hands to terrorists before. And we saw how these people build more velocity for 8 years of Buhari's tenure. And we saw the number of people that died. The reason is very simple. It was never groomed for leadership. It was never shaped for leadership. People should not be releasing pictures and say, it's not by picture or beauty or how you work or was a tough general that will make you to be a good leader to reshape society. It is in your ideology, your integrity, and your character. Buhari had none of those. And that's what we got. In fact, to take it back to the military era, his regime was even one of the most corrupt. But they deceived people with the indisciplined acts. Why they were disciplined acts, rather. Why they were very disciplined. Buhari printed currencies in this country and was bringing it up. He shut down the entire airport. Human rights activists were afraid. That journalist was thrown into jail under Buhari's time. Those that were bringing out his corruption, including a professor that died right after he came into power. So even his military tenure that was sold to Nigerians, it was hell and indiscipline. What Nigerians should learn from this is that nobody is going to live forever. The only way your name can be written well in the sound of times is when you live for the people. Buhari did not live for the people. There's no gimmick that this politician want to do. It did not.
Okay.
And that's what we are getting to.
I like this conversation. Let's try to put the bits and pieces together. Ilorin is Kwara State. Kwara is North Central. And if you understand what is going on in the North Central now, or what has been going on for a very long time, talk about Benue, talk about Plateau, talk about parts of the Middle Belt, Adamawa and Taraba, the rampaging jihadists, so to say, as they've been described, some kind of ethnic cleansing. So does it speak to some form of an agenda by a certain group of people? And we are trying to interrogate Baba Galadima's talk that, look, this is why this man came into politics. Does it speak to some form of agenda? Does it look like he is right in what he's saying? If you situate it with what happened during Buhari's 8 years and what is currently going on now. The other time you were here, we talked about Yelwata. How Nigerians were massacred.
Yes.
And the killings continue.
Yes.
So does it speak to some form of agenda?
Even today, early today, there was massacre in Plateau. All those places. The agenda is clear, and I will say it here. The agenda is that it is the politicians, those crooks, that are fueling these issues. If there's somebody somewhere that says he owns this land and he is supposed to be the Jagaban of this place, if there's law and order, whatever he says will not work. Immediately, either he gets intelligent that somebody is saying such, or is getting weapons to do such, the security agency will swoop in and arrest him. But they will not do that because they have political agenda to continue to divide the country. That is it. See, I will say it anywhere. People say Islamization. You cannot Islamize Nigeria. You are just disturbing yourself. Nigeria is so big of a country. There are 200 million people. But there is an agenda to have the continuous tribal division. And when there's tribal division and we don't agree, before you know there's weapon involved. The politician of these days will not solve it. I can bet with you. If you have a good leader that doesn't care whether it's from the north, east, or the south, that doesn't want a peaceful Nigeria, it doesn't take you 6 months to end insecurity in this country. So I agree with him that they, Galadima and the rest, are tribalistic. And the only way they can continue to get to power is to continue to divide the nation in that tribal line. You claim that Nigeria is one, but you are not interested in that one. You want to continue to have the north for yourself, south, the east, so that you can use that numbers to win election. Why do people keep on dying? So they fuel whatever agenda, whatever somebody has. They fuel it for their own political gain. So it is because of it is fueled. I give an example. If Fulani herdsman is not the owner of the cow, somebody owns it. Whoever owns it is a politician or a friend of a politician. If that person saying, "Oh, my herdsman, stop taking your cows around. Okay. Let's set up a ranch," they have the money. They will stay or go and get another job. But those people are not interested. They want that continuous invasion so that they can continue to divide the people. And also, I'm going to end here. Yes, we have people in political power that hate other tribes and they don't mind seeing them die. We have them, and they are in government. Okay. They are in government. They don't mind all those things happening. They are that wicked.
Anyway, let's continue the search because we are searching for some kind words for our late president. We are looking for some kind of kind words because it's been harsh all over the place, especially from the Nigerian people. Remove the elites, take away the elites. Like you said, other people have also said the same thing. The beneficial elites. So let's leave them. We're talking about the ordinary Nigerian that in one way or the other felt the impact of the positive or adverse effects of Buhari's government. Now, the NNPC wrote a glowing tribute to Buhari, utilizing him, as one of the foundational figures of Nigeria's oil and gas sector. If you know what NNPC represents today, do you think that any Nigerian, especially one who served twice as petroleum minister, deserves such accolades?
Why? Why should they? Nigeria is buying petroleum that they have in their backyard for over 1,000 naira.
He built the Port Harcourt, one of the refineries in Port Harcourt.
What refinery is really working? Can we really see that?
He was the first chairman.
Refinery is really working. Can we really see that?
He was the first chairman of NNPC board.
Can we say that the refinery is working in this country? Our institutions, our sectors are not nationalized. All these refineries that we're talking about, they are owned by foreigners. They are private business in it. If our NNPC, when they change their name, they have almost become a private company. So what is there? What is there to celebrate? If Nigerians are getting oil at a cheaper price and things are better, of course, I'll be here also saying, "Oh, at least Buhari did that." But what did he do? Like you said, he was the petroleum minister under Shagari. He was petroleum minister when he was in ministry. He was also petroleum minister when he was president. He was also the minister of petroleum. What did they achieve? See, Nigerians cannot have any good words for Buhari. Apart from direct beneficiaries, of course.
Comrade Ayoyinka, we are still in searching for a kind word. In the 8 years of his administration, do you find any one good thing that Buhari did? Can you point to a high point of his administration?
Well, there was no high point. What I will tell the family of Buhari is that they should thank Nigerians for taking care of him for 8 years. I can tell you that if Buhari was not president, he might have gone a long time ago. That is the truth. Nigerians was paying his medical bill. This man was incommunicado for almost 300 days when he was president. Out of over 1,000 plus days as president, he was nowhere to find. It got to a time they had to be doing a show of he's alive, just to show that he's alive. Nigeria took care of him with our taxpayers' money, and even till his last day, they said he was almost at the hospital for 2 weeks. It was also Nigerian that was paying over 3,000 pounds. So Buhari should thank us. Okay, we don't have any thank for him.
Comrade Ayoyinka, I want to repeat myself because I'm interested. Nigerians are interested. So there is nothing good that he did.
What are we going to point out to Nigerians? I'm not talking about to the elite or to his political parties.
All right, let's move away. Still talking about his death. Let's get into the politics of his burial. Because as usual, politicians turned his burial into some kind of political opera. We saw members of the old CPC, his party, a branch of the APC, jostled for relevance. But Mr. Peter Obi was absent. But he has visited his family today in Katsina, in Daura, Katsina. Now, one ex-user who goes by the name Saraki said that Obi should forget about the northern votes for being absent at Buhari's burial. What's your reaction to such a word? Does it sound like a threat?
Those people, are just one of the tools of the elite to continue to divide Nigerians. You know, when you see all those kind of tweets, Nigerians shouldn't be making political decisions based on tribal or ethnic favors. No. But you see those people, like I know him very well on WhatsApp, on Twitter, they keep on bringing all those, he has been making all those terrible tweets for weeks now, you know. But anybody will be making mistake if they thought Peter Obi was not going to be attending. He told them that it was flight. Of course, the flight to Katsina, Daura was very, very busy, you know, since the past 1 week. So it was the flight delay. There is no way Peter Obi will not be there. Any political elite that wants to continue with this game of numbers, tribal numbers, must find his way there. Because it is a political game. TINUBU is using it for his own politics. Atiku, everybody will use it. He has gone, he has gone. In fact, I can tell you that the terrible things about Buhari, we don't know than those people. They know everything. In their private places, they were talking about it. But in politics, they have to show face. So the guy is just joking around. You know, what does he get from all this? The people that are playing the game are in the game, and they will all be there. The only politicians that will not go are politicians that are not ready to play the game of tribal to win election, and politicians that don't see Buhari as somebody to celebrate because of he has died. We didn't celebrate him while he was living. He's a old man. He will die. Why should we celebrate him because of his death and pretend like he was a good man? He was never a good man to Nigeria. So Obi was there, whether yesterday or today.
Okay, so you think he's the kind of doxing or mocking that Reno Mockery and this young man are?
Yes, those are the.
So you think it's not going to damage some kind of electoral value that Obi has or should have in the north?
Well, Obi also has his own guys on Twitter that respond to all those things.
Okay.
But these guys, I want to speak to them. They are jokers, and they are one of the people that they are used. They are just tools. They don't speak to issues. They speak to sentiment, they speak to tribe and religion, just to divide and all that. If you want to analyze Peter Obi's policies, analyze his policies. Don't make tweet on Obi should forget it not because of it did not go to Paris. But what sort of callous statement is that? Those guys are just jokers. Whereas there was a time this young man had a sibling that was kidnapped. He was shouting all over Twitter. Even in Buhari's tenure, he was one of the people that suffered for Buhari's regime. That's young man, you know very well. I'm also very, very active on Twitter. Okay. And there was a time when he was kidnapped, he was even trying to raise funds illegally on Twitter. So these are people that they just use as tools to divide people and give them small money and social media tools.
Okay, all right. Since we're already discussing politics, let's get into it, nitty-gritty. Let's look at 2027 from the lens of an activist, a social crusader like you. What do you see presently? What do you expect? What do you think will happen? Coalition, APC, PDP, ADC. And by the way, you're a member of which party? ADC, right?
No. The African National Congress.
AAC, Showore's party. Okay, yes. So away from that, what do you see?
Well, like you said, I should give the analysis of what is going on now. First is to understand that the APC is seriously on the edge for all what I've been playing. And, but Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not somebody to be on the edge and sleep.
Okay.
He's going to do his own work. And one of the own work that they have been doing is to infiltrate whatever coalition is happening.
But again, infiltrate.
Yes, of course. He's going to infiltrate the coalition. Yes, of course. And they'll see some people that they'll push to their side. One or two will still go back to the APC. It's all about what you are offering, you know. If not because of Atiku cannot be vice president anymore, Atiku can be so desperate to replace Yetima. And Tinubu will tell him he will be the one that will go next after he's done with second term. He will do it. These people are, as you see today, he has signed out from the PDP. These people are not people that care about a party. They don't care about Nigerians. It's that power. So anything that will give them the power, they will go for it. So the ADC, of course, was going to make some moves, and the APC is already afraid and all that. But there's advantage and advantage towards them. The disadvantage of APC is clear. The disadvantage is that they failed in the last 2 years. Every Nigerian can see it and it's obvious. So that alone is the advantage. The advantage is that they are in power, and these are regards of election that they have been doing it for years. So they will focus on that to try to buy everybody, you know. And the ACC will also try to get as much people as possible so they can get the number. But these two analysis is failures for Nigeria. There's nothing Nigeria is going to benefit from it. That's the problem. And that is my own concern.
All right, still talking about politics. I like the fact that we are discussing election now. And there's a bill on the floor of the House of Representatives which proposes that, look, the powers to appoint the chairman and board of INEC should be taken away from the president.
Of course.
Do you think that that bill will see the light of the day?
Well, to be sincere, even if it ever sees the light of the day, the election will be done first. Whoever is going to replace, what's his name now? The man at the INEC chairman, Mohammed, or what's his name now? Tinubu is not going to make the mistake of making somebody that he doesn't trust to be there. He's not going to do that. You know, just like he's not going to do what Jonathan did in 2015, you know. So even if that bill sees the light of the day, that will be after the election, you know. But even if the bill sees the light of the day before the election, Nigerians need to understand that the people that are discussing this bill, majority of them are election riggers by themselves. Majority of them. Are you talking about the Senate president that did not even do primary election, that went to do primary election as a presidency and still got into power? Is it that one that will pass a bill that is not going to put something that will be able to use to infiltrate it? So they always have a plan B for whatever bill that they are passing. So my advice to Nigeria is very simple. It goes beyond their bills. You have to revolt yourself in the sense that whatever way in which you are going to choose your leaders, if it's going to be the ballot, you have to be on the street making demands and making sure things are done properly. If you leave it in the hands of the people that are in government, who are majority of them election riggers by themselves, party jumpers by themselves, or you leave it in the power of the INEC or like the LISEC in Lagos or the state electoral bodies, you are still going to get the same calamity of what you had in 2023. Okay,
Steve, I'm still in search of a kind word for the president. What's your final take on President Buhari's
I'm not someone that I've never deceived myself.
Okay.
Buhari is a man that came in through politics, through military, and as the action of the military in Nigerian government at that time, they were ruthless, they were tyrants, and they gave themselves the excuse that it's because of the military regime. He had a second chance, just like Obasanjo had a second chance, and he blew it. He blew it because he was not prepared to lead, but he enjoyed himself. He had a lot of medical trips. He spent billions on Aso Rock Clinic, couldn't build clinic across the country. And his family enjoyed that moment. It was a turnaround for them. Okay. But there was no turnaround for Nigeria. He's dead now. Whatever is happening in the afterlife, I don't know. But we are not going to deceive Nigeria by saying that's an example to look. Okay. Buhari is not an example.
All right, then.
We need better
Muhammad Buhari, like I said in the morning, on the morning show, may his soul rest in peace if he lived a peaceful life.
Chai, my people, wonder they say shall never end. This is my very first time that someone will die, and some people will be forcing some people to say at least one good thing about the person. Hey, this to show you that Buhari was bad, like bad. But unfortunately, Tinubu said that he is going to continue where Buhari stopped. I hope that Tinubu is learning a lesson from this Buhari's death. Yes, my people, for him to have a change of mind, at least he still have 2 years to go. And for those people that are around Tinubu, telling him that he's doing well. Tinubu, you are not doing well. People are saying that Buhari is better than you. Now Buhari is dead. Look at what people are saying about him. Tell me what people are going to say about you when you buy, because all of us is going to buy, my people, right? Anyway, my people, I say make I bring this update to you guys. I hope you truly enjoy watching anyway. Do wait to subscribe for more updates, and also turn on the post notification bell on so that anytime I upload a new video, YouTube will notify you. Share the video and also leave your thoughts in the comment section. I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to Shamra Seniors TV.